Okay, so everything else we learned before. Skip this right. oh, Let me cover that up. Don't worry about this part. All right. We have our tense marker, which is a. We have, in this case, we're going to do the pronoun right afterwards. So we have the T salt, right? So we have O, which is I. All right. Then we have our main verb. Our main action is help. So swani, to help. And then our location is ya te oi. Ya te oi. So um e, of course we don't say e o. We would have said ote, right? But whenever we have helping verbs, you're probably gonna hear it like this. So I think if I, yeah, it disappears. Let me just cross it out. So we have our tense, we have our subject, we have our action, and then yate oi is our location phrase. All right, so we know all of that already. The only new thing now is that we're adding mafai, our helper, and then we're adding onna. And onna is what, again, connects mafai and peso swan. Okay, so now let's just put in our helping verb of mafai and our connecting word of onna. E mafai ono o peso swani yate oi. So I can, so, and then the ona is what connects both of these together, and then help to you. I can help you. Emafai ono o peso soani yate oi. Emafai ono o peso soani yate oi. All right, now this again, it's a new concept, so it just takes practice. It's, it just takes practice. So and we're gonna practice today. That's the main thing. Now here's a bunch of helper verbs. These are like the main helper verbs that you're gonna see. So mafai is can or able to. Tatao, should. Like, so if I were to say I should go to the meeting. So um I should. Uma is finish. Tamafai, try. Sili, best or greatest. Ngalo is to forget. Um Au, awina is must. This one is a little different than the rest of them. So, but for the most part, the rest of these are just gonna have onna after it. So mafai onna, tatao onna, uma onna, tamafai onna, sili onna, ngalo onna, leva onna, sa is forbidden, tanga is permitted to or allow, muamua, mulimuli, lemu, chuwai or kuwai, koikiki or toititi, amata, vave, fa'apefea. So these are some common helper verbs, and you're gonna see onna after all of these, except for maybe, well, except for au. So awina. All right. Okay, so that's for that worksheet. Let me copy this worksheet. And again, with this one, just make your own sentences. To me, I think that that helped me out a lot, is making my own sentences and then using the helping verbs. You know, put the helping verbs in there as well. Where's our chat? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to copy this. Okay. All right. So that worksheet is in our chat. So the next one, we have another worksheet. Let's do a few of these, and we'll do them together. Remember, if this is how we'll do it. If I were to just say I go, I go. How do I say that in for what we know so far without the I can? Kind of hard to. What's our pronoun? We'll break it down like that. What's our pronoun? In Samoan, it's going to be I or o,
Otealu.
o te alu. Yep. And then if we were to say it, here's the other way we would say it, that if we didn't use the te, and you only use this with the helping verbs. If we say e o alu, of course we in this form we would say o te alu all the time. We would always say o te alu. But if we were to add the can, and can is mafai, so how would we say that in this sentence structure right here? We have our tense. After the tense comes our helper, and then the connecting word, and then the rest of it. And mafai oalu. Yep, and mafai oalu. So a lot of times you'll hear people say it like that. Mafai and mafai oalu. Or they might even say mafaingo oalu. That's when you're slurring everything together. And here we're gonna try to say everything all the way out. So in mafai, what's our connecting word?
Ona.
Ona. So in mafai ona oalu. All right. So again, more than likely, every time you'll hear it like this, otealu, if it's I go, otealu ile pale oloa, otealu ile pale si'i, wherever you're going, right? But whenever we're using our connecting word, our helping verb and our connecting word, then that's when it kind of switches over. People will say it like this. E mafai ona oalu. E mafai ona oalu. All right. Again, it just takes practice. And this is a worksheet where we can practice on it. So we'll do a few more. Hopefully you guys will feel comfortable with this. So I'll give you guys the words that way. To play is ta'alo, which is ta'alo. And what's the other word? Masani is usually. There we go. Masani. All right. So if we were to say she usually plays, how would we say that? What's our tense? For just about everything, break it down like that. What's our tense?
Wouldn't it be just eh?
Yep. Eh.
Then
Okay.
Masani on Ia Chalo.
All right. Oh, I can hear myself. So basically, what he did, I heard tense, and then masani and masani, and then we connected that. So that's our helper verb. After the helper is going to come our onna, because we want to connect it to the rest of the sentence. Masani onna ia ta'alo. Right. So, and that's it. So tense, subject, action. And if we're gonna use our helper verb and our connecting word, we just put that right here before that. There are other ways to say it. We're not gonna focus on that right now. If you can get this part, then the rest of it, will come easier. Because we can also say e masanyo nata alu oia. And you see what I did there? All we did was we just took that, and instead of making it tense and then subject action, we did tense action, and then we took the and put it in the back. and then just said ta'alo o ia. All right, but if let's just get this part down first. Okay, if we get that, then we're doing pretty good. How about if we say instead of she, let's say the girl. So the girl usually plays. How would we rephrase this instead of saying emasani oni ta'alu? How would we say the girl usually plays?
Wouldn't it be Emasani on the Ta'alo Likingi?
Yes. So here we have tense, we have subject, we have action, but if we're gonna say latene, we can't say latene right there. We can't say because that's not gonna. It just tense, and this is in our subject place. But common nouns are not gonna go there. They go after the action. So we put it after the action. And I know this is probably a couple of you first time here. This is all new information, I'm sure. E masani on the ta'alo litene. The girl usually plays. So, some people say, when you're translating from Samoan to English, you kind of read from the middle, you go to the front and come to the back. So the girl, and then usually plays. The girl usually plays. All right. Let's do, here we go. We will begin to see, trying to find one that's a little bit more different. I guess they're all kind of the same. I am permitted to go. This one, you guys might be able to participate. So to permit is tanga. And I think most of you guys know go is alu, alu. So I am permitted to go. How would we say that one? And again, if you're confused, always just go back to tense, action, or tense, action, subject, location, or tense, subject, action, location. And then you just throw in your helper verb after your tense. So what is our tense of I am permitted to go? It would be like oh yeah, I guess it would be like most of these. So it's just I'm permitted to go. This is what I can do it. I'm not speaking in past tense. I'm not saying I will be permitted to go. I'm saying the state of what I can do at any time. I'm permitted to go. So so that's our tense. And then since we're talking about our helper verb, what would be our helper verb in this one?
Did you say Tanga, like Tanga Ona?
Yep, tanga onna. Yep. So we have, this is our helper, and then onna comes after that automatically. And then what would be the subject?
Oalu. O being the subject and Alu to go.
Oalu. Yes, oalu. Yep, there it is. So present tense, permitted, I go. Permitted, I go. So I am permitted to go. So I permitted, and then to go. E tango no oalu. E tango ono oalu. So I know this it just takes practice, but you guys know everything already, like we talked about it. So the only thing that we're adding again is just this the helper verb and ona. Everything else is the same. And one other thing that might throw you off again, we don't say o. Of course we would say ote, and there is a way to say that, but we have to get this part first before we get into the more complex sort of things. Okay. So I'll put this worksheet as well in there. Ooh, I didn't see her sitting there. I'll put this worksheet in the chat as well. Okay, that's there. And now you guys can work on that. If you have any questions on it, I don't know if we have Father's Day coming up next week or any kind of holiday, but if not, if there's nothing going on, I'll be here on Sunday. If you guys want any tutoring or anything, or just if you want to go over some exercises, or if you feel like the class is you know too fast and you just want to talk about something for week one, we can do that. Or if you feel like if it's too slow and you want to speak Samoan or something like that, just show up on Sunday, 11 o'clock California time in the USA, and we can do that. All right, so let's go to. I think that's all of our worksheets. So let me go back to our. Okay, so that's those. Um, we did that exercise last week. There's some connecting words that I want you guys to know before we get to our overall review. And these words are very common. I. So this is it just means but. So we're connecting one whole sentence or one whole phrase, one whole thought with another one with the word but. So for example, o te alofa I le teine, ai le fia la masoa. O te alofa I le teine, ai le fia la masoa. Anybody knows what this means? So again, we're taking two sentences and we're just connecting them with but or I. Because ote alofa ilitene. So I love to the girl. I love the girl. I le fia la soa, but don't like her friend. Don't like her friend. I love the girl, but I don't like her. Okay. I pay tai. I pay tai. Pretty much the same thing, but it's kind of a little more fancier. Um, we're saying however. So na talanoa letama I pay tai sa fa'anonoa oia. So I pay tai. So the boy was having a conversation or spoke. The boy spoke. However, sa fa'anonoa oia. So he was sad. So again, two whole phrases, and we can use two different um, tense markers. So this one was like na talanoa letama. So the boy spoke. However, he was sad. He was sad. Someone has something. Where did you get your shirt? Oh, um, what do you call it? One of these companies sent it to me because I'm on TikTok all the time. They just sent it to me. Um, I Shine or Sheen or something like that. They send me stuff to promote or but thank you. I love it. Ma ma is and we know this from other from week one, connecting one thing to another. Ma works in the same capacity. So tatote talanoa. So we spoke, or I'm sorry, we speak, and matamata ile fiafianga, and watch the entertainment. So we speak and matamata ile fiafianga. We watch the entertainment. So very common connecting words right there that will help you make entire, connect your phrases to make um, your sentences go from one statement to the next. Pe and po. Pe and po means or. And a lot of people are like, well, what's the difference between pe and po? So when we're talking about po, just remember like if we were to use a o, um, that's like noun phrases. So if I like oletama, oletene, ole fale, ole, we're talking about a noun, right? So Eche fia le tama poseisi. Do you like the boy or someone else or another? So seisi is another. So that's like a noun. So that's why we would say poseisi as opposed to peseisi. It kind of doesn't even sound if I say peseisi. Yeah, it doesn't. So, but when we're talking about a noun, we would say poseisi. Now, when we're talking about a verb, so something like this, na te fialu peleai. So he wanna go or no? He wanna go or no? She wanna go or no? Na te fialu peleai. So or anytime you're talking about a verb or adverb, because in this case, I guess leai is like, not want to go, not do this or that. We're talking about a verb or adverb, so we would say fe. So that's the difference between fe and po. Noun is going to be po, and then verbs or action words is going to be fe. Another one is inaia, inaia. So sama sani ono fa malositino, inaia e mawa le malosi. So does anyone knows what this says? Again, let's break it down. Sa ma sani, and now we're incorporating the helping verb. Sa ma sani ono o fa malositino. So anytime you have these long sentences, just break it down. Tense, and then helper verb, and then the ona to connect. Then we have the o. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. So if I say sa o fa malositino, what is that? Does anyone know what that means? Just that part without the masani ono. Masani ono. Sa o fa malositino. I
Was working out.
Yep, I was working out. I was exercising. I was working out, but then if I added masani ona, what does that mean? Sa masani ona o fa malositino.
That's what's usually right. The helping verb for the fa malositino.
Yes, so the masani is going to be the helper for fa malositino. If that's what you were asking.
Oh yeah, I was just saying it was just the helping verb for the main verb.
Yep. So and then masani means like usually, often, or more so, yeah, more so like usually. So I usually work out. So that's our first part. I usually, well, I'm sorry, we said sa. So how do I say that in the past? I used to work out. Okay. Sama sani ono fa malositino ina ia in order to, and then e mawa le malosi. So mawa is like to get, and then malosi is the strong. So we would say that a little different in Samoan, le malosi. So sa masani o fa malositino ina ia e mawa le malosi. So I used to work out to get strong, in order to get strong. Okay, and then ina ne'i is just the opposite, in order to not. So at the tau on e fa'avave ina ia ne'i e tuai. So does anyone know what this says? We'll break it down. I'll just go slowly, so if you get it as I'm e fa'avave. Then we have ne'i. And that's just a whole action phrase. This is our tatao. So should you, that's the subject. You should hurry in order to not be late. It's a tau on if avave in the tuai. So And then you can even rearrange these sentences like, like if you don't want to be late, in order to not be late, you should hurry. So we'll get to that where we're rearranging sentences. If we don't do it here, if you show up in the summertime, which is a few weeks from now, then we're going to do a lot of rearranging and just speaking in Samoan. Right now, it's more so about just getting the principles. Okay, let's go to the next one. And don't feel bad, like if some of this stuff seems like super complicated, because on the college classes, they go 16 weeks. They go twice as long as we do. But I don't think they spend as long as we do, just kind of introducing the subjects. So, and the different concepts. So I kind of cram it all into 8 weeks. So I don't really know how effective it is all the time. Haver ma is to become, This is another very common one. Ote via, Ote via haver ma se lawyer. So I want to become a lawyer. I want to become a lawyer. Ote via haver ma se lawyer. I want to become a lawyer. So this is kind of straightforward. I want to become a lawyer. And then a pay. This is a good one for like if you write poems or songs or stuff like that. And there's even a lot of songs they'll say a pay, like a this is like that. So for example, ole tu fa fine. So na tamoe ai e pay o se cheetah. I didn't know the word for cheetah, so I just threw that in there. So the sister, and then ran, and we'll talk about why the I is right there like that, because yeah, I don't want to say too much. We're starting with our subject phrase. This is really why the I is right there. But the rest of it is what you guys are familiar with: tense, and then the action. And then because we already said our subject, that's why the I is right there. So ole tu fa fine na tamo ai e pe. So this is where we're getting into e pe, like, and then usually what we're talking about afterwards is a noun. So that's why it's ose cheetah, ose, whatever. The ole tu fa fine na tamo ai e pe ose, maile, a dog, a shark, whatever you want to put right there. But epe o, and then the noun. So like I said, you'll hear a lot of songs and poems with epe, and that's what it means, like this or like that. Okay. More connecting words. Let me see. All right. Ewinga I means about. So olo'o tato talanoa. So we are talking about, and then talanoa is speaking or having conversation, and olo'o. So it's happening right now. Olo'o tato talanoa ewinga I about le tamaitai. We're talking about the lady. We're talking about the woman. So olo'o tato talanoa ewinga I. Again, another way you can connect your one thought, olo'o tato talanoa, with another thought, le tamaitai. Ewi ailea, despite, or even though. So ewi ailea, despite, or even though, oia olo uso. He or she is, well, in my case, it would be, he's my brother. Ewi ailea oia olo uso. Despite, even though he's my brother, I will slap him. I'll slap his mouth. All right. So the most important thing here is to know ewi ailea is despite or even though. And then etusa, according to, or in reference to this or that, ole me tawa the important thing, matalai, is to explain etusa tulafono according to the law. So olemelea, oh, I'm sorry, olemetawa matalai etusa tulafono. So there's my pen. So the important thing is to explain. And then again, the I right here is because we started with our subject, and that's what we're going to talk about next. I know this is a new concept. So we started with our subject, and then we went to our tense, and then the action, and then whenever you start with the subject first, most of the time you're going to hear the I right here. Tense, action. It's almost like in Samoan we have to have a subject after the action. So that's why you hear the I. And then etusa, and then according to the law or to the rules. Okay. So those are just things that you can use to connect your sentences. The next thing we're going to talk about is starting with subject. So we've already talked about tense, action, subject, location, time. We also talked about tense, action. Did I say the same thing? Tense, action, subject, location, time, and tense, subject, action, location, time. T-SALT and T-A-S-L-T. Now what we're doing is we're just saying, what if we start with a subject, which happens a lot, especially in English. A lot of English-speaking Samoans, where English as a first language, or here in America, they'll start with the subject because that's how we do it in English. We, instead of saying, starting with the action, like win the boy or win the team, and translation was the team wins. Here we'll start with like the team oleao, and then na, that's our past tense, and then fayaina, na fayaina, the team lost. I guess let me just write it out. Where's my share? Okay, here's our whiteboard. So if we would say the team lost. Okay, so normally we would do like tense and then action, subject, right? So we would say na, and then fayaina, and then leao, which, so we have lost the team, which translates to the team lost, right? But you'll also hear just like this, oleao, na fayaina. So here we have subject. All of this is our subject, oleao. Remember, whenever we have a standalone subject, or whenever the subject starts the phrase or sentence or anything, then we have to use the O because there's no other tense marker in front of it. Here we dropped the tense marker because we already have one, it's past tense. Everyone see that? But down here, there's nothing in front of our subject, leao, the team. So we have to say oleao, oleao, and then our tense, and then an action. So here we have subject, tense, action. Again, a new concept. I know it's, but people rearrange stuff all the time for emphasis, or just because that's just the way they're used to speaking. So I want you to, at least be exposed to it, because everyone doesn't do 10 subject action every single time. Sometimes you start with a location, but in this example, oletama na taumai, and then you see the I right there. Okay, so all of this is our subject. We have tense, taumai, tell, to me or tell my direction. So this is our action. Now, again, whenever you see, like if we start with a subject, for whatever reason, in the Samoan language, it just sounds right to put the subject after the action. Okay, if it's a common noun. So we talked about a common noun. It's said, it's understood. So that's what the I is. It's almost like a subject placeholder. Okay. Hopefully everyone kind of gets what I'm saying. Tense, action, subject. But we said the subject already on the time. So we just put I right there. And it's just kind of saying, okay, we need a subject there. And then the rest of whatever you're talking about, the truth. The truth. So the boy told to me the truth. The boy told the truth to me. O le tama na ta mayai le. Okay. Same thing with this right here. Oleo leo, the police. And then olo'o to I. So tense, to stand. And then I. And then all here we got E. So we pretty much know that this is going to be a location. Iluma o le tato pale, in front of our house. So the police are standing in front of our house. So oleo leo, olo tutuai, iluma o le tato pale. Okay. So anyone have any questions on that? Again, this is stuff that we know already. Only thing is we're just rearranging our phrases. And then because we're starting with the subject, there is a tendency to put the I right there as a placeholder for in the Samoan language, for our subject. Subject, tense, action, I, and then location and time if it's there. Okay. Let's go. We have verbs as nouns. So I know a lot of times, and this is where Google gets it wrong a lot. They'll say like amata. Amata is to start, and sometimes you'll look for like the translation of like beginning, and it'll just say amata again. But whenever we know that amata is a verb, whenever you want to change a verb to a noun, and this goes for many of the verbs, all you gotta do is put a nga at the end. So if we wanted to say amatanga, that would be like the beginning, and beginning would be, that would be a noun, ole amatanga. And then amata is going to be a verb. So again, whenever you're using it as a verb, it's important to use the verb tense marker. Na, sa, olo, ole amata, ua, amata, as opposed to something like this. If we're saying the beginning, then almost every time, it's gonna have a o. So ole amatanga, the beginning. Same with this ta'alo. Ta'alo is to play. If you want to say the game, and you're like, wow, that word looks familiar, it just has a GA on the end. That's the difference between ta'alo. Put a GA on the end, it means game. So you have to use it in a noun phrase kind of format. Ole amatanga, the game. I'm sorry, ole ta'alonga, the game. As opposed to the verb, e ta'alo, to play. Ngalue is to work. So you can put any verb tense marker in front of that. But whenever you say ngaluenga, you wouldn't say like ole a ngaluenga. Well, you might hear people say that, but technically it's not correct. Ngaluenga is a job or a a job. So if you say ole ngaluenga, that is the job. All right, so this refers to a handout. I think I don't have that handout there. We have about 15 minutes. I want to get to reviewing some of the stuff that we're going to get into it's a University of Hawaii test that they use in their stuff. and I think we started on these, but I was really going kind of fast because I thought it was our last week. But where do we end up? We'll come back to this one because this one takes a little bit more explaining. Let's start with something easy. So our tense markers. Our tense markers we did in week 2. Let's just pick the right tense markers for this. Carlo went. I think we did do this. And you guys can just blurt them out. Carlo went. So Carlo past tense went.
Na.
Nah, yep. Nah is our past tense marker. Carlo went. So na alu Carlo. Na alu Carlo. Lisa will sing. Lisa will sing.
Olea.
Yep. Yep. And then remember too, when we're talking about as a tense marker, olea, it's, you know, you want to make sure you say olea, like really put that what do you call it, the taofi there, the taofi, you know, just like there's another letter, because if you say olea or olea, that's almost like what, but and then when people are speaking fast, you really can't tell the difference. So I'm just pointing it out because people will call, because I've been called out all it, like as recently as like a few weeks ago on social media, you know, but you know, I was speaking fast like you guys were. So, but olea or olea, it was raining. It was raining. What's that tense marker? The past tense.
Sa.
Sa, yep, sa. Satimu. Was raining. It was raining. Satimu. All right, so our past tense markers, if we said natimu, it rained. If we say satimu, it was raining. Again, people use them interchangeably, but in here we just, you know, we're gonna learn it all the way out. So longo will walk home. Savali longo ilefale. So how do we, what's our tense marker there?
Olea.
Olo, you said olo?
Olea.
Oh, yep, yep, olea. So anytime you see will, then that's gonna be olea, 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 olea. All right. Mumu le ta'avale a Mickey. Mickey's car is red. Mickey's car is red. What's our tense marker? It's gonna be a is, and then so it's like it's right now, presently. It's gonna be e mumu le ta'avale a Mickey. E mumu le ta'avale a Mickey. So is red the car of Mickey? Tense, adjective, action, and then subject, and then Mickey. Oh, sorry, I didn't see it. Yes, it's A. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see. I wasn't looking at the chat. The boy is sleeping. The boy is sleeping. How do we say that? A few different ways we could say it.
No, it's the boy is eating.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. The boy is eating. The boy is eating. Thank you. The boy is eating. Ay letamba.
Is it Olo'o?
Olo'o, yep, Olo'o, thank you. Yep, it is Olo'o. And then you might hear people shorten it to O, like that. But Olo'o, Olo'o ay lekam, Olo'o ay letamba. Simi was happy. Simi was happy. Sa, yep. Past tense. And then it's like taking you back in time, and I'm, yeah, Simi was happy, you know, here or there, whatever. Simi was happy when I saw him. Hannah will sleep.
Olea?
Ole a moe.
Olea.
Yep. Ole a moe ana.
The olea or is it olea?
I hear people say it both ways, so I would just say it both ways just because somebody, oh, I hear people say it like this. It's olea, olea, olea. But you know, when people are speaking fast, it's kind of like, honestly, I can't, you know, people tell me it's olea, and people say it's olea. So, and then you might even hear people just shorten it down to moehana. They'll leave the ole out. But the main thing to remember, I think, and this is my opinion, is just to remember to put that taofi emphasis on the le, because if you say olea, then that's more so like what? Olea moehana. But if you say olea, olea, either way, just make sure that you have the taofi emphasis after the e, if that makes sense. Okay. Mele is old. How is that? What is that one? Yes. So is present tense. It is what it is. Like that's what the situation is. Mele is old. Miliamu is old. I'm old too. Lene is fat. This is pretty much the same. So is, is present tense currently right now. The state of whatever it is. Habitual tense marker. Or the a. There's no ua on here. Ua. So okay, maybe it's on. Maybe I missed one. Ua. So if we were to say Carlo has went, if we were to say Carlo has went, like if we were updating somebody on a situation, I'm just throwing this in there because I want to have all of the ones we talked about. So Carlo has went. So that's when we would say Ua. Yeah, Ua alu Carlo. Carlo has went. Ua alu Carlo. All right, so that would be our Ua. Whatever it's present tense, but you're kind of updating, letting somebody know this is what happened or this is what's going on. Okay. Let's go to another. Okay, so this one's kind of fun. We're gonna match these up, and then I guess we'll be done for today. Next week, we're just gonna do a review of everything that we learned, and on all of these other ones, on these University of Hawaii tests. So on this side, we have the Samoan translation, and then on this side is English. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna match this one with this side right here. So we have uape letene aleta avale. Oh, actually, there's only two. So if the Samoan sentence is correct, put a plus. If it's incorrect, put a minus. Okay, so does uape letene aleta avale say the girl's car has died? So is this correct or no? Uape letene aleta avale. Does that mean
No.
the girl? No. Okay. So what does this one say? Wape detained alita avali. You're right. So I'll just put no. Sometimes it's more damaging to read it if it's wrong. So let me just put that. So I'll just put that. So wape letavale alitained.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I think that's a better way to do it. It's damaging to read it when it's wrong. So it's correct to say this. Uape letavale. So this is the doer of the action has died, and it's the car. The car has died, and then we're talking whose car is it? Alitane. So of the girl, it's the girl's has died. The car of the girl. So this one is correct. Great. And this up here, it's unfortunate. I don't even want to say that. So this one, Olo'ai Lanamaile. Does that mean his dog is eating, or is it Olo'olana? I mind it. Which one of these is correct? His dog is eating.
I think it'd be the first one, right?
Yes, it's the first one.
Olo, right?
Yep. I so eating his dog or his dog is eating. So this one is correct. This one is incorrect for several reasons. So we have our tense, and then we have lana I tense. This right here is like it's wrong. I'll just say it like that. I don't want to explain something that's wrong. That might throw people off. It's throwing me off, and I know it's wrong. So sa iai le telefoni a Sue. Does that mean Sue had a phone? Or sa iai le su telefoni? Which one is correct? Is this one correct? Sa iai le telefoni a Sue. Sue had a phone, or sa iai le su telefoni. Sue had a phone.
It could be the first one. Huh?
The first one, yeah. So we had to possess is ei, and then past tense possess. So had, and then we have the phone by Sue. So Sue had the phone. So past tense possess the phone by Sue. As opposed to down here, this is just incorrect. I don't want to say that. So sa iai le su telephone is incorrect. Eleai se me ai a tui maile. Does that mean Tui's dog has no food, or is it Eleai se me ai ale maile a Tui? Tui's dog has no food.
It's 8.
8 is correct. Yes. Oh, sorry again. I know you guys are saying stuff. Okay, yeah. 8 was. Eleai se me ai ale maile. So without or does not have food by the dog, and then Tui. So Tui is the one, it's Tui's dog, and the dog is the one that does not have food. Up here, again, it doesn't make sense. Eleai se me ai a Tui maile. So Tui is the one that doesn't have the food, and I guess he belongs to the dogs. But yeah, that's incorrect. So Mark's girlfriend is pretty. So is that Eaulelele wo tene amareko, or is it E wo tene aulelele amareko?
Number 9
Number 9, that's the
would be the
correct one.
correct one.
Yep. Eaulelele wo tene. So again, if you're just going in steps, step by step, yes, number 9. Then most of these, tense, action, and then subject. If you get to a point where it's like it's not like tense action, and then it's like if it's not really flowing in that manner on most sentences, then it's probably not going to make sense. Like this one. E uotene. So we have tense is e. Uotene is a subject. So girlfriend, but it's a common noun. So we know that this is supposed to go after the action. That's going to be wrong every time, or it's not going to sound right. It's even hard to read these once you get in the habit of putting the common noun after your action. So
You know what? Just a quick question. So the pretty is actually more like an adjective, but it can go in place of the action, correct?
Exactly. So and whenever I'm thinking like TAS or tense subject action, you can think of the A as action, as an adverb or adjective. So it can be action, adverb, or adjective. So an adjective describes like fast, slowly, stuff like that. That would describe an action. Or if you're saying an adjective, words that describe nouns like beautiful, pretty, big, short, small, whatever. Yeah. So the A is not just action, adverb, or adjective. It can be any of them. Okay. Let's do the last one since we got a minute. sa yai se maile litene or sa yai se maile alitene. Did the girl have a dog? Oh, that's a question. Sa yai se maile alitene or sa yai se maile litene.
Number 14.
Yes, 14. 14. That's the correct one. Sa yai, and then had a dog of the girl. Did the girl have a dog? Okay. And oh, we still got time, so let's do this last one. My mother walked to her job. Sa savali lo tina ngalwenga or sa savali lo tina I ngalwenga.
Number 12.
Number 12, yes. And since we have 1 more minute, why number 12 instead of number 11?
Sauce value is like a little tense marker, action, my mom,
Yep.
subject, then to location, her job or work.
Right, 2. Yes, so this begins our location here. So if we just said sa savali lo tina ngalwenga, you'll hear people say that, but technically, we're talking about a location. Lo tina, my mom, sa savali was walking to. She was walking to her job. So she's walking to a location. And remember, when we're walking to somewhere, we're talking or doing different actions to a location, we have to start with our preposition. So that's why this one is correct and this one is not correct, even though you'll hear people speak it like that. So we're at our time. If you have any questions, feel free to hang around. And next week, we're just going to do straight review. And Sunday, I'll be here at 11 a.m. California time. If you have any questions. So thank you guys so much. And I will put this, I'll put this recording on first thing in the morning.